Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. Well, I have a question for you. You may not be able to answer it, but it's directed specifically to a group of people tonight. You know, I have to do something sometimes differently. And my question is, how long have you been black? And where's your money going? How long have you been black? And where is your money going? How long have you been black? And where's your money going? So, I know that sounds like a strange question. You know, I got to answer. So all of my life, I've been black a long time. But I'm not asking how long you have lived inside of your beautiful black skin. I know that part. I'm asking how long have you been paying attention? How long have you been listening to your instincts? How long have you been studying the room before you sat down? Let me ask you again. How long have you been paying attention? How long have you been listening to your instinct? I don't know, this don't feel right. You know how you just go in a room and say, I don't know. And how long have you been studying the room before you sat down? You know how you just waiting to be seated? You kind of look around and see the dynamics. Maybe people watching you, you watching them. You know, you say, I don't think you know what, take my name off the reservation list. Why is that? It's a disturbing message that's going around across social media. Some of y'all have seen it. The message claims that a private Facebook page, or not necessarily Facebook, I think they said it was Facebook, now it's somewhere else, more than 400,000 white restaurant servers have discussed contaminating food served to black customers. Let me say it again. This message claims that a private Facebook group of about 400,000 white restaurant servers, they have discussed contaminating the food served to black customers. I felt that one night when we saw, I don't know where we were. I didn't like something about it. You know, they said, well, that's why you pray over your food. Do you want to eat somebody else's saliva or decrement? They've gone to the bathroom. You don't know what they've done. You don't know what they've done. And you have seen on video that these things are being done. When food comes to, some people go in your food before you get to from the car. Those drivers, the car services, you have seen that. People have had private recordings that people didn't know what was happening. So you can't say, oh, Georgia, you're making that up. No, I'm not making that up. But what I cannot verify is the website. But I can. I've been black 84 years. I've been paying attention a number of years. So let me just say this. It specifically mentions Texas Roadhouse. But number one, there's nothing, those three words would never attract me. Texas one, connected to Roadhouse. Where road is a double. Okay, one word, two word. Texas Roadhouse. And then Logan's Roadhouse. Roadhouse does not attract me at all. I'm not trying to go somewhere that said Roadhouse, because in my mind, a Roadhouse is a place where everybody knows their name. White people. That's white people. They got guns. They don't like black folk. When I see Roadhouse and Texas in front of it, anything in front of it, I'm like, I don't go there. I don't do that. That's just me, my own personal. So let me stop right here. I cannot tell you that this allegation is true. I don't know, because the people have said we have unfounded. That Texas Roadhouse has denied the accusation, called it unfounded, and said its investigation found no credible evidence of food tampering. But why do black people believe it? Why are black people still saying, I don't know? You know why? Because we have lived long enough. And we've been in enough situations where we have seen how we've been treated. We've sent food back. My daughter and all of us said, don't send the food back. Because they take the food, throw it on the floor, and put it back on the plate. There says a lot of chefs involved, the people doing the cooking. I was at a place. I have a girlfriend that likes to eat in a place. And I just, she likes it so much, I just won't even talk about it. Because it may be going on where I like. But the fish dropped on the floor. On the first day they opened, I went to the place based on what she told me. The fish dropped on the floor. She still goes there. I did tell her. And people picked up the fish to put it back to be fried. And I said, what? I was looking at them. And they looked Their eyes got big and they picked it up and they passed it off to somebody. Then they passed it off to somebody else. You think they threw it away? Hell to the no. It's somebody fried that got that fish. Somebody got that fish. You see, a lot of stuff go on behind the scenes when we eat out anyway. There was a pride in cleanliness. Now it's greediness and how many dollars can I get and how fast can I get it. Fast food is for real. Anyway, so I don't want to repeat the allegation as though it was an established fact. I'm not doing that. Truth matters even when something frightens us, especially when it frightens us. But the emotional response to that post also matters. Why were so many black people able to believe it so quickly? Why did it touch a nerve? Why did so many people say, I knew it? I knew it. That could never happen? No, they didn't never say that. The reaction did not come from nowhere. It came from history. It came from memory. It came from me being on the earth long enough, telling you what's been going on in these places. My age group telling the next age group is telling the next age group, be careful. It came from memory. We know what disrespect feels like. We know in 2026, in 1960, in 1942, in 1978, in 1985, in 2016, we still, unfortunately, know what disrespect feels like. As a black woman who's lived in this country for 84 years, I've had enough encounters to know what discrimination feels like. That's why I have a burn on my arm right now, because I was an ashtray to a white man. I was an ashtray to the white people who believed that it was funny to burn me with a cigarette. I know what it feels like to enter a room and sense that your presence is being questioned. What that Ian doing here? You know you've been the only white somewhere, and then your one white friend runs over and makes it okay for you. Someone did a story today about what Dolly Parton did for a woman. Who told that story? It was Reese Palmer told a story about, related a story where Dolly Parton, who passed away today, may God rest her soul, Dolly Parton was at an event, and it was an event for the media people to talk to country western wannabes. They maybe had one song out, or they were trying to get their music out. And so Dolly Parton was there, and all the media people talked to everybody except this one black lady was sitting over there on the side. Nobody ran up to her. And according to Reese Palmer, there's a title to wherever they were. Dolly Parton saw the young lady sitting over there with nobody, and she stopped talking to her people and went over to that lady and sat with her, and all the media came to talk to both of them. So we got to have a white person. I have a friend that said, Georgianne, you need a white person. Where's your white person? Dr. King had one. Everybody had a white person or a Jewish person. Otherwise, the validation is not real. Isn't that sad? It's sad when you stand up for yourself and you can't even stand up for yourself. Ask Prince, okay? Ask Michael Jackson. All the people who wanted to own their own music. I digress. I know what it feels like to wonder, was that simply poor service or was it about me? Because I'll go out with some of my black friends who love to pay for their own suppression and say, oh girl, it's nothing, you know damn well it's something. But you don't want to admit that because you want to be in this, you want to get these white people the money so you can make sure that they're rich. Because you can't find, black people just have too many issues. You're damn right we got issues because it takes longer to get the money to get the restaurant, longer to get somebody to come work for you, longer to pay for the rent. There's so many things that takes longer. You don't think about that. Do you ever think of an Asian person, whether they're Chinese or Korean or Japanese or whatever it is, Taiwanese, whatever comes under Asian, do you ever think they'll go somewhere else to get the basics? No, they will not. No, they will not. We are the only ones that run and give everybody else our money. We are the only ones that run. The white man's ice is always colder. The white man's ice is always colder. You get the white man's ice because this ice is always colder. They really did a job on us mentally. And Willie Lynch is real. It's real. Crabs in a Barrel is real. And I heard this brother on TikTok say, I'm still going to go back over to because I like Texas, a Roadhouse. I'm just going to I'm going to send the stuff back. Okay. Sometimes you cannot prove it. You can't prove it. There's no sign on the wall. Nobody announces it. Nobody says, we do not want you here. Because that was against the law at one time. Now they can say it. When the black folks start hanging themselves on a tree that's too tall to get up, y'all just letting it just go. Just letting it flow. Ain't nobody saying that no NAACP, no SNCC, no SCLC. We just being found hung or found floating down in the beach. The only black person with a group of white people, and you trying to figure out why 2 or 3 of them haven't gotten home yet. They all dead, and all the white people living, and we just riding along in our Bentleys, just happy to be in America. What's wrong with us? I can't help us at this point. I can't. I can only talk about what we've been noticing for generations. We know this. That does not mean every mistake is racism. Not every mistake. It does not mean every distracted server is prejudice. And a restaurant sometimes really can be short-staffed. I know that. A cook may have made an honest mistake. A server may be just tired. This is the second job. Overwhelmed, or just having a terrible day. There is room for that. There's room for that. I'm not discounting any of that. But discernment means we do not ignore repeated patterns. If the pattern is repeated, then you need to look sideways. You need to pay attention. And we observe before we accuse. You kind of see what's going on over there and see what's going on when they get to you. They laughing and talking over there. When they get to you, they scoffing and choking and can't hardly speak to you. You pay attention first before you accuse. And now you got cameras to take pictures of everything. You ask questions before you explode. You ask in a nice way. You know you get more with flies with honey than you can do vinegar. And it's a way to ask that they think, oh, that's an acquiescing kind of Negro. I can tell them anything. You let them tell you anything with your phone open though. You see, because it's an automatic somewhere that somebody told white people we were stupid. Who told that lie? Vigilance is not the same as fear. So, after the terrible death of Nolan Wells, many black families began repeating warnings. Do not allow yourself to be isolated as the only black person. I have been the only black person. I'm so happy now that I am home, safe and sound in these days. I made it to 84 because I have been the only black person. And my daughter's generation has been the only black person. And these young people now are the only black person. Baby, I know we cannot live our whole lives afraid to enter a room where we're the only black person. Now, I walk in one and be the only person. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How's everybody? I walk in like, damn it, I'm supposed to be in here. Y'all don't like it. And I know you want me to say something stupid, and it ain't going to happen. Because I'd rather say anything before I'm going to say something stupid. You see. But you got to go in the room. Because you got to be in the room where it happens. So anyway, the lesson is not never go anywhere unless black people surround you. That's not the answer. That's not the lesson. The lesson is do not surrender your awareness simply because somebody smiles at you. Oh, baby, now the devil come in all kind of ways. The devil wears Prada. The devil dressed up. The devil got a beautiful smile. Glitter, glitter, glitter. The devil knows how to just suck you right on in. And you're like, ooh, that's so nice. And all the time they're spitting in your food. You don't know. Know where you are. That's the one thing. Just know where you are. If you know, like these black women were over in Mississippi. Number one, you were in Mississippi. Number one, if you went there on business, then the next business was to get up out of there. But oh no, you're gonna dress up and go downtown and try to go to a restaurant where they sent the police after your black behind. You went to a white restaurant and and they were part of the Blue Force, police women. They didn't know that. And they showed their badges. They didn't give their badge, didn't have no jurisdiction over here. They didn't give a damn about them. They treat them like, you know what? You know, you got to know where you are. Know who you with. Oh, we've been friends since kindergarten. Yeah, he was friends with, Nolan was friends with them, so they say. But the parents didn't know him. I'm just saying. Keep your telephone charged. Get 2 phones. One they can take and one you got. Maintain your own transportation. Don't let Boo and them, oh, I'm going to ride with them. No, you're not. They're going to ride with you. Because if you get stopped, you got some white people in the car. And ain't nothing going to happen. Can I say that? But you ride with them. And you might not make it home. They say. They say now. I don't know. I'm just saying you got to just think about this thing. Because this is a new day in America now. I never would have thought we'd still be talking like this in 2026. I'm really ashamed. I really am. What I'm going to ask you to do is trust your instincts. And that's not paranoia. Paranoia. To trust your instincts. Just pay attention. If it don't look right, if it don't smell right, something got your attention and you said this not right, just say, oh, thank you. Or, you know what, I need to go do something else. And get in your car and get away. Y'all go see the movie Get Out. That's preparation. Every child needs to see the movie Get Out. Because we were in a Get Out situation. G-E-T-O-U-T. The movie was flashing across the screen when we got turned around somewhere. I said, ooh, what in the world is wrong with us? You're financing your own suppression. You are. You're giving all your money away. We just give it away. That's why Target went under, because we were the biggest Target buyers. If you would just, you can straighten all this out in America. You want to straighten it out? I'll tell you how. Just say, you know what? 3 days. We're just going to stay home for 3 days. We're going to sit still for 3 days. We're not going to buy anything for 3 days, and we're going to pray for 3 days. We're going to give God 3 days of prayer. Just pray for 3 days. Just ask God to take care of you and your family for 3 days. Pray for the nation 3 days, or maybe 1 day, whatever it is. But don't spend any money that day. Don't spend any money that day. You can do it for 3 days. It's kind of hard because we need gas. Kids got to go to school. But take 1 day, 2 days. You know, just when you fast away from money that day too. And just start pulling back a little bit at a time. And then it'll make a difference. It'll make a difference in your pocketbook. It'll make a difference in your feeling about things. You know, we used to cook at home and invite people over. Sunday dinner. That was a TV show. We didn't do that again. When they had the pandemic, we had the best food. It's nothing like my daughter, Reverend Evelyn Sanders Swafford, and my son-in-law, Presiding Elder Raymond B. Swafford. Them babies can cook. Baby, you want some good food? Let them two cook you something. You'd be surprised who you got in your house that can cook. And eat that food as best you can. And are you planning that Gail Holland? Look up Gail Holland on YouTube, and she'll tell you how to have the garden, how to have food. You better grow you something. I keep telling them here. I can't keep telling them anymore. All I know is you are helping somebody pay a salary when you give them that money. You're supporting somebody's business. You're helping somebody's neighborhood grow. And it's not ours. So here's my uncomfortable question. Are you financing your own suppression? All these people you give the money to, what scholarship have you heard at the HBCU? And then I heard this white man say, suppose we said we were all white. I said, fool, you already said you were all white. That's how we got segregated. You had a big sign, you say white and colored. Y'all forgot that? You started it. Now we're finished it with okay, then y'all keep that over there. We're going to keep this over here. You don't see the Asians say all Asian. You don't see the Latinos say all Latino. No, 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 no. They don't have to say anything because their culture says we are going to support each other. The money in the black community stays in the black community 6 minutes or 60 minutes. I'm not sure, but not all day. Theirs stayed 2 or 3 days. When they get their money, they go find a Latino something and give it to them. When you get your money, you want to make sure Mr. Charlie got all the money. Get a white man the money. Why is that? Because we don't have our own anything. And why we don't have our own anything? Because if somebody say, I ain't like the way they treated me, but they'll pee on you, piss on you, and everything else in these white places, but you don't like the way the black woman said, well, baby, I don't have it right now. Oh, why you call me baby? Well, you know that's part of the culture. What are you talking about? She didn't mean any harm by it. You don't be calling me names like that. What are you talking about? How long you been black? That's my same question I started this with. Let me get on down to the end. I'm sorry. Let me go down to the end. I'm just through. Perhaps tonight's question is not only who might be touching my food, perhaps the deeper question is who am I feeding with my money? It's not who's touching my food, who am I feeding with my money? Who are you feeding with your money is what I want to leave with you. Who are you feeding with your money? Am I feeding respect? Who are you feeding with your money? Who am I feeding with my money? Am I feeding respect? Are you feeding respect with your money? Your hard-earned money. Are you feeding respect with your money? Are you feeding opportunity? Do you see opportunity? You go in an Asian restaurant, you don't see no black people working. What black person you seen? Lately, maybe. Are you feeding opportunity? Are you feeding opportunity? Are you feeding respect? Are you feeding a business that values my presence? Have you ever had that phone on and hear them talking about you while you getting your nails and feet done? They talking about your black behind every day, all day. Because ain't nobody in there but black people talk about us all day. Looking the same complexion, the same noses, the same humanness. Know they came from a black person. Asians know they came from black people. Every one of the people know they came from black people, but they don't want you to know that because you don't read. Because we don't get me started. Anyway, support your standards intact. Friends, spin with your eyes open. All I'm asking you to do is spin with your eyes open. Spin with your eyes open. I'm not asking you to let this rumor control you. No, because it's a rumor. But never forget, you are aware. Your economic power, it means a lot to America. They got us, the people coming from every part of the world to get your money. The Indians coming to get your money. I went down here to somewhere to get some a pizza. It's some Indian people, and they talked all over us. They didn't move fast. I went on to let them buy, but I haven't been back to get the pizza because I didn't like the way they treated me. And I didn't know they were Indian. I was looking for a pizza place that was right in that neighborhood, and they had a little pizza place. I said, no, I'm not coming back in here. You were disrespectful to me. And we take the disrespectfulness, but their store is open. You don't have a store. Where your store? Why all the Indian people got the gas stations? My daughter will tell you her grandmother, great-grandmother, had in Sparta, Georgia. She had the juke joint, the stove, the STO, and the gas station. Back in the 60s, what has happened to us? What are we doing? Why are we financing our own oppression? Why are you eating places where they don't want you? And why are you not paying attention to the people who are serving you? What? I don't know what to say. I'm not saying that this thing is correct or not correct. I'm saying if that many people are talking about it, when I was growing up, my mama used to say, where there's smoke, there's fire. All I'm asking you to do is pay attention. All I'm asking you to do is to stop supporting your own oppression. All I'm asking you to do is go find somebody that look like you and get them some money and help them get their business started. All I'm asking you to do is start a business that we need in the neighborhood. All I'm asking you to do is don't be the only one if you don't see your way out. All I'm asking you to do is have some discernment about what's going on. Have some spiritualness. God will whisper in your ear. You'll get a feeling and say, I got to go. That's all I'm asking you to do. Be in tune and know that I love you. Now that part you got. I love you. Yes, I do. And there's nothing you can do about it.